Welcome back to Clean with Kate, and today is a beautiful sunny day, so I thought I'd take you in to see the barn in the daylight. I brought you in last week, I think in the dark, but it's such a lovely day and the light's so nice. It is very much still a work in progress. You can see here, the table's had its top taken off. We had a bit of a problem with the table. You may have seen it on the last video I made. It's a pine table, and it was very orange. It was actually the same colour as this. Which is going to be painted, and a sort of vintage pine dresser, which is desperate for painting actually. Look, you can see it either needs stripping back or painting. Anyway, the top on the table is also been taken off to strip it back. My husband has stripped it right back. He sanded it right back so that it was looking like this, which was much nicer colour. But then he decided to put some oil on it, and unfortunately it's gone back to that colour. So we're just trying to work out what to do with it. He's trying now to sand it off again, but unfortunately the oil seems to have sunk into the table. Anyway, typically I'm getting sidetracked. I've come in here, I thought I'd bring you in here and give you a little tour of the barn. So we converted this barn, we've been converting this barn now for about 12 months, or maybe it's less, I kind of lose track. And we're nearly there now, we're just on the final sort of push. The barn's fully converted, and now we're just furnishing it and putting pictures up, and the kitchen went in this week. So the barn is open plan. This is the sort of seating area, and it looks out over a little courtyard garden, which we're in the process of planting. We haven't got a gate yet on the garden, but that will be coming soon. There's a gate on this aspect, but we haven't got a gate, and that goes into our garden there. So we wanted to have its own private little garden because it's quite a nice little sheltered sun trap. Anyway, we've got 3 large sofas in here. I bought these sofas. I bought one of them at auction, which is this one, which is an IKEA, I think an IKEA sofa. And I bought these 2 on Gumtree. These 2 are loaf sofas, and they were really good buy on Gumtree because they've hardly had any use. They were a much paler colour than I really wanted. Ideally, I wanted a dark grey like this. So I think we are going to have to keep them covered, unfortunately, to keep them from getting too grubby. And the covers, some of the covers I think are washable, but a lot of them are fixed. What I love about the IKEA sofas is that, which we have quite a few IKEA sofas, is the covers are washable. They're very practical. We do intend to let this property as a holiday let, so we may in fact need to get some washable covers made for the sofas because they are quite a pale grey colour, and we do need to protect the arms on them. Anyway, I'll take you through into the kitchen. Oh, I didn't really finish showing you this. This is a sort of vintage pine coffee table in here. This is an antique travelling trunk that I bought at auction. It is fully fitted out inside. It is quite an unusual piece. I have actually got this for sale online at the moment, but for now it's living in here. I think it needs a little bit of restoration. I think I'm going to paint the top. Because you can see it's got some damage on here, and at some point somebody's actually painted over it in yellow. So I'm debating whether to paint over that in black, but I'm just thinking about it for now. We've got an antique oak dresser in here, again I bought at auction. The Lloyd looms are in here to give us some extra seating. Of course there's a dog bed and lots of dog toys. I need another dog bed in here actually. This is a very practical dog bed this, so I do need to get a second one because the puppies are growing really quickly. Anyway, I'll take you through into the kitchen part, which is still in development. It's not finished yet. So we bought this antique shop counter off, I think it was Gumtree, or it could have been eBay. We found it, I think it was eBay. We found it on eBay. I found it on eBay, and we went to look at it immediately, and we just fell in love with it. We had been planning to do a fully fitted kitchen in here. But actually once we saw that, we decided we were going freestanding, because I do actually prefer freestanding kitchens, although sometimes they're harder to get right. I think a fitted kitchen's easy because then everything matches. And I bought this workbench in an antique centre recently, once we bought the shop fitting to have as a sort of work surface. And in fact I'd already bought this big dresser top, sorry. I bought this at auction for £5, which seems insane because it's probably Victorian. It could even be earlier than that. And my husband has painted it for me. It was a pale colour when we got it. The pictures are there just for, they're being stored there at the moment. This is not set up as it's going to be. And we're just playing around with lamps and all sorts. The dog crate is in the position where the cooker will be going. The cooker's ordered, but it's not coming until just before Christmas. And it's going to be a freestanding cooker. It's going to be a black and brass cooker. We have a freestanding fridge in here. And this unit, my husband actually purchased on eBay. And we didn't know what it was going to be like. It was very good value for money, but actually we're really pleased with it. We need to paint the inside of it. Currently, as it came, only the outside is painted. So we're going to paint the inside. We've integrated a dishwasher into it there. So it's a fully functioning, it's now plumbed in. The plumbers came on Friday and plumbed it in. And we've added this Devol sink drainer and these Devol taps, because we just think that we love the Devol taps. They were just really beautiful. And we felt it would elevate the kitchen unit. And we went for this sort of freestanding design because we really like freestanding furniture. So I'll just give you a peek at that. What else have we got in here? I love this lamp. I bought this lamp recently in an antique centre and I just absolutely love it. It's an antique brass lamp. And we found this in an antique centre as well, and my husband's attached it on there so we can put a towel over it or a tea towel over it. Just so that when you're washing things at the sink, you can just turn around and the towel's there. We like practicality. This table, we're not sure if this table is staying here or not. It is actually very nice. It sounds terrible, but it does mean you can actually eat your dinner and watch television at the same time, which we actually did do last night. We tested it to see if it worked, and it does. Because we have to sit at a table to eat. If we want to we can't really have a TV dinner at the moment. If we do, the puppies try and jump up and steal our food, which isn't great. But actually last night we did have a TV dinner. We sat here and we watched TV. Very naughty, I know, but it was fun. Just anything else for me to tell you about the kitchen? Oh, I know, we were thinking we might lose this table here, and then it gives us the option to move the prep table, which is actually a workbench, out of somebody's shed over here. But I don't know, we're just going to see how things evolve. It is quite nice having the extra table there. It means if you were entertaining or you had a party, you've got lots of work surface and places to put. It would make a really good buffet table. So we're debating on that. This is waiting to be painted. It fits the space perfectly. So I think we're going to make this into like a breakfast area, coffee area, and maybe have either a cupboard above it. That might be quite nice, a closed-in cupboard to keep things like, to keep groceries in, things like jam in, things that don't have to go in the fridge. And we set that up, I think, with a toaster. We may put the coffee machine there as well. This is an antique pine dresser. The top is a little damaged. We probably may need to sand that back, but we'll see. This is actually the main entrance into the barn. I didn't actually bring you in this way. Maybe I should have done. Just because I was coming, it was more convenient for me to come in the other way. And there's coats, hanging area for coats. There's lamps. There's another dresser. I think it's probably stuffed full of. Oh my goodness, my husband has just stuffed it full of tools. But the plan is that will actually be a shoe cupboard. So rather than having all the shoes all over the place, they'll go in there. So the plan for this week is hopefully to get the tabletop back on the table. We're going to paint this piece of furniture to match the table. So that's painted in Farrow & Ball. Is it Farrow & Ball or is it Little Green? I'm not sure. It's a colour called Basalt. I'm not sure if it's Farrow & Ball or Little Green. We are going to paint some of the chairs, but not all of the chairs. Some of them are really beautiful, so we'll probably leave them as they are. I'll probably just polish the Victorian kitchen chairs because they're lovely. And I'll probably paint, or Mike will paint the vintage wheelback chairs, because they are not as good quality chairs as the lovely old Victorian ones. Here's the paint. Okay, yeah, I think it is a little green colour. Is that the right one? Yes, it is, Basalt. We're also going to paint this dresser. This is going to be painted. I think we're going to go for Basalt again on this one. I think it will just tie the two rooms together, because the Basalt is almost a black blue. We did think about going black, but we just fancied warming it up a little bit, and the blue is a much warmer colour. Anyway, where should we go? It is a work in progress, so it's quite a bit of mess. I would really like to paint Mike bought this cupboard at auction. It's an oak I don't think it's that old. It's probably not as old as some of the other furniture. It may be Edwardian, it may be later, but it's a nice oak glass cupboard. That's what we're going to use it for, to store glasses in. But I would like it painted, but Mike's very reluctant to paint this because he loves it as it is. What do you think? What would you do with this? I think it would look lovely painted in the bathhouse again. I really want to get a coordinated look to this room, but we're going to leave that till last, because the staircase is oak, although it's a gentler oak. This is quite, to my taste, this is quite orange, but I will leave it for now because Mike loves this. And we have got a big oak dresser on the other side of the room. Right, I'm taking you into the loo, the downstairs loo and wet room. I think I have shown you this before. I absolutely love the colours. These were the most expensive towels we bought for the project. I'm so glad we did. My daughter persuaded me to buy these. And actually, they weren't that much more expensive. I was silly. I was trying to economise by buying quite reduced tiles. But I love these tiles. I wish I'd gone with more tiles that I love. These tiles spark joy in me every time I see them. They're just such a lovely colour. So she was right. I should have listened to her earlier and bought all tiles that I loved. I think particularly in the wet room, you really get to appreciate the tiles. And because we've mirrored the other wall, you get to appreciate the tiles on the other wall as well. Sorry, you don't want to have a look at me. Anyway, I just thought you might like a peek into the bathroom. Although you have seen in here before, it was in the dark. So and again, the colour in here, it's not basalt. I can't remember what this colour is actually. I think it is a little green colour. I think it's 3 Farm Green, if my memory serves me right. And we just thought it was a really good colour to go with the tiles. Anyway, I'll switch the lights off. Right, this room is definitely a work in progress. This is not the final, how this room's going to look. The bed is staying in here because it's just a good sized bed for this room. The bedside is staying in here. The dressing table is staying in here and is going to be painted. But I think the curtains I'm going to change the curtains. These curtains just don't seem to work in here. I think I need to put something much plainer. It's a real shame because I love these curtains. I think they're Colfax and Fowler. Let me know if you know the pattern. I should do a Google lens on them and find out, but they're absolutely beautiful, but they just don't work. And they work really well with the autumn colours, but they just don't seem to work with the furniture for some reason that I don't know why. Maybe it's the throw and the cushion. Maybe I just need to put a plain cushion and a plain throw. And again, I've got another floral lamp over there which doesn't work. So I'm a bit confused in here. I'm not quite sure what to do. And we're storing lots of bits and bobs that are going to go into the kitchen. We just need to move things forward now and work out what's going on in here. But this room is a little confused at the moment. Anyway, let's go upstairs. Oh, well, after we've been upstairs, I might need to put some logs on, actually. I'm just going to pause while I put some logs on. Just bear with me, because we got some friends coming around this afternoon to meet the puppies. And I'd like the log burner to still be going, because we'll probably do it in here. Let me just pause. Good, the pause worked. This is a really nice having a pause on my phone. Anyway, I'll just show you the log burner while I'm over here. I've put some more logs in. It's a heater log burner. We're sort of learning, it's a bit of a steep learning curve, learning how to use this. Initially, when we were using it, it just smoked horrifically to the point we thought there was something wrong with it. And the smoke was actually coming out of here. We may, in fact, need to get the guys that fitted it to come back and just check it over. We've seemed to have now got the knack of it. We're having to use firelighters with it. We can't get this log burner going unless we use firelighters, which I don't really understand what we're doing wrong, because the wood is really well seasoned. Once it's going, it's good, as you can see. It's not smoking, but the first few times we used it, in fact, probably the first 7 times we used it, it filled the entire room with smoke. So we're a little concerned about that. We may need to get them back and ask them why and what we're doing wrong. Anyway, we're going upstairs. So I haven't taken you upstairs in here before. We haven't got any pictures on the walls yet, so excuse the huge amount of white space. It's not like us to have so much white space. Anyway, it's a little bit echoey as well because it's not furnished yet. So where should we go first? I think we'll go through here. So the first room you come to is the family bathroom. I don't think I brought you upstairs. Anyway, so we've wood panelled in here, and we've got a sort of vintage or antique style, Victorian style, or is it Edwardian style? I think it's probably Edwardian style, this bathroom. With a bath, and these are the tiles that I bought. I went for a plain white because they were excellent value. I'm not sure why the grout is quite so dark, and I'm not sure why they've sealed that bit with the dark grout there. I probably would have gone for white silicone sealant there. It's a little strange. I don't know who did that. I've not noticed that before. Anyway, I did actually want a black bath, but we ended up with, when it was ordered online, and we somehow made a mistake and ended up with a silvery grey bath, but it looks okay. It's not the black bath that I'd hoped for, but it's okay. In here, we need to put a mirror up here. And oh golly, I need to get a window cleaner. The windows need a wash. That's the thing when you live on a building site. There's so much dust. But the house has had a good clean. So it's just the windows really now that need doing. Anyway, this is one of the bedrooms. The bedrooms in the upstairs of this property, they're not huge. But we want to make them really, really sort of cozy. So we've put a huge French bed in here. Sorry, I haven't actually made the bed up, have I? Is that the mattress topper? No, I think this is the mattress topper. I had put a mattress topper on it, but my daughter doesn't like the mattress topper, and she's taken it off when she stayed here. And these two tables, they're temporarily in here. They were in one of the other bedrooms, but we need to find a set of bedside tables for this bed. I think I'll need a set of French style bedsides. We've got this lovely chandelier here that I bought at auction. And I put these little lampshades on. The lampshades were an incredible buy. And so was the chandelier actually. When these lights, when you look at them on a camera, they always flicker, although they don't flicker when you're looking at them in real life. But I'm really pleased with the little lampshades. The little lampshades were from Dunelm, and they just give it a slightly more contemporary look. Let's come out. I'm very pleased with them. I've got another lovely little chandelier type lamp in here, but I haven't decided where this is going yet. I quite like these bedsides in here, just because they match. But if I could find another chandelier one, we could go with the two chandelier ones in here. And so here's the bathroom off here. It's done in a pink colour. This is another little green colour. We've also got the windowsill done in the same colour. This is pastel pink. And again, we've wood panelled. All our bathrooms are very similar, to be fair. We have a sort of set way we do things, and we tend to go for wood panelling because we love wood panelling. It just gives a really cottagey feel. And in here, I went for a dark sort of dusky pink tile. Again, I love the colour of this, although there was a paler pink one I loved more. But this is a very practical colour, and they were on offer at the time, so I got a really good deal on them because it was an end of line. I'm pleased with these tiles. They're hopefully going to be really practical, and it does kind of tie in with the colour scheme because I'd already picked the paint colours. So I was looking for a tile that would go with them. And we've got a mahogany sort of vintage mirror in here. And again, it's a Victorian stroke Edwardian style bathroom suite. I think it's probably Edwardian style. And a basket of towels. Right, where are we going next? Go along the landing. I haven't done anything really with this room yet. This is an empty room. It's got a couple of little brass chandeliers in here, small ones. It was originally going to be a twin bedroom. We're going to put two single beds in here, so it would be a children's bedroom ideally. But my daughter suggested that we should make it into an office. And maybe a single bed on this side and a desk on the other side. Because when she comes to stay with her partner, they could both work from home. So she said if it was an office here, it'd be absolutely brilliant for them. And it is a thought, because we're going to let the property out. It is so many people now work remotely. It is something for us to think about. So we're debating. We haven't rushed to furnish this room. I think we are going to do what she suggested and just put one bed in maybe and a desk, or maybe two desks, which is what she'd really like us to do, and actually make it into a home office. I'll just show you this little chandelier on the stairs. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it properly actually, because the sun is streaming in on this landing. I bought this chandelier at auction. I've had it rewired, and then I bought the little vintage lampshades on eBay. So it was a really good buy. It was an incredibly good buy. And then the electrician rewired it for me. All our lighting is vintage, and most of it was bought at auction. There's another two here, because we had an electrician on site who's just rewired them all for me. So it's been really good. And I don't think there's a single, there's a couple of new lights, but not many. Most of them are antique. Again, in here, we've got another vintage chandelier. And again, I've done the same thing by putting the little Dunelm lampshades on. Right, what have we got in here? This is an oak bedroom, oak bed, sorry, because there's a lot of oak in the house. And I bought this vintage oak solid bed frame. And I've got these 2 vintage brass lampshades either side. We are looking for a pair of oak bedsides, but so far we haven't found any. But hopefully I do like having said that, I do like the Lloyd loom in here. Again, the bedrooms are quite snug and cozy. But if I could find another one of those, I think they make really nice bedsides. I've put these sort of vintage gold curtains in here. But I do need to get my steamer on them. I've washed them, but they've come out quite creased. And I haven't got around to ironing them, so I need to get the steamer on them. And I've got a a sort of dark goldy, coppery almost coloured Lloyd loom in here. All the flooring is oak, engineered oak, which is very, very practical. And we've put these non-slip tiles in all the bathrooms, which are we did it in our last barn project, and they're just wonderful. They're just so nice and safe. They feel so safe when you come out of the shower. They're just not slippy at all. Again, we've wood panelled this bathroom. Do need to get a new toilet seat for this toilet. The seat that came with it is just not great. And I want something a little bit more striking, I think. I might see if I can find a toilet seat in this sort of colour. I think this bathroom's been painted in elephant's breath. So it's quite a nice subtle colour. And again, I've gone for white tiles in here. There's a shower cubicle here. And we've put the Myra chrome showers in all the bathrooms because I absolutely love this shower. We've got one in the main house and it is the best shower we've ever had. So I've just replicated it because I'm so happy with that shower. So all the bedrooms, most of the bedrooms do have their own bathrooms. Because I know when you go away in a group, it's always nice to have plenty of bathrooms. Right, okay, I'm taking you downstairs. I think I'm going to pause there just so I don't fall down the stairs, and then I'll switch it on again when we get to the bottom. We're back downstairs, and you can see now the log burn is going really nicely. Golly, look at that. I'm going to turn that down a bit actually so it doesn't burn through those logs too quickly. So we definitely have got the hang of it if we use the fire lighters. It's going really nicely. Right, where should I take you? I should have put some lights on really. I didn't put any lights on. Hopefully... This is not as light as our other barn. It is because it's north facing. It doesn't get as much sun as the other barn. And actually, I should have done this morning because when the sun was streaming in more than it is now. But it's getting a bit dark now because it's sort of mid-afternoon. But I'll just put some lights on so you can see. These are all vintage chandeliers in here. So I think these are probably not that old. They're probably 1980s. Again, I bought these on car boot sales and at auction. And actually these are vintage as well. Let's just zoom in. Look at this, I'm so pleased with this, but it's gonna have to be rewired, but it's such a fabulous brass lamp stand. I don't know what you call those. Anyway, you know what I mean. Right, I'm gonna need to put something here. I think I'm gonna get myself an extractor hood for here. In fact, I'm gonna show you the only new lights in the house. How about these brass spotlights are from Jim Lawrence, and I love Jim Lawrence's brass spotlights. They're just wonderful. I put them in our old kitchen when we first did it 12 years ago, and I still love them as much as I did. And we've got another Jim Lawrence spotlight there. I think they work really well with the older lighting. Right, let's just come out. I can switch the lights off now, I think. We're definitely on a brass theme here. Right, so the lights are off. And this is an antique light fitting here. And then these two are little vintage chandeliers. I've got a pair of them. They're not absolutely identical. It's quite hard. Let me just pause. Hard to find identical ones. They are slightly different in size, but they are virtually identical. And they do cast a lovely light on the ceiling. I've got another new light here. I'm not overly in love with this one. I think I may replace this one with either with a chandelier or with one of the Jim Lawrence ones. This is a B&Q one. Right, so this is the entrance. This is one of the main entrance. This house has got several entrances actually. I'll just take you out this way. This is the main entrance going through into the other barn. And this cupboard in here Oh my goodness, this is the plant room. And that's where Henry Extra Large has ended up. I'm not sure he should be in there. I might have to find somewhere else to keep him because there's all that wiring in there. I don't think I want Henry Extra Large in there. Right, so let's pop the lights off and let's go through to the next barn. We need to have a tidy up in here. There's lots of furniture in here that is just being stored here. Things that I've bought at auction, things that I'm sending back to the auction that have come out of another property. And also this huge workbench, which I did buy for the barn, but I just don't think it's right. I think it's too rustic. I think that needs to go in a greenhouse or a shed. I think it's too rustic for in here. Haven't found anywhere for it. That was a bad buy. That wasn't one of my best buys. And again, this lamp, I haven't yet found a place for it. That might need to go. So anyway, you can't really see what's going on in here because it's a bit cluttered up at the moment. I think at least one of our jobs for this week is to declutter this entrance hall. And some of the things need to go to auction. And some of the things like the old bell, which is original to the house, need to go back up. But this is the entrance to the smaller barn. And this is a lovely little vintage, maybe an antique, I think it's vintage chandelier. And we went for an eclectic mix on here just because we wanted to do that in the main barn, but when we did it, it was a bit too much. So we've gone much more neutral, but I've definitely done it in here. And then we've got another lantern here. You might wonder why we didn't put 2 lanterns in here, which would have actually looked better. We did try, but the problem was the second one hung down too low. Even on its maximum shortest length, it hung too low, and if somebody tall would have hit their head on it. So we decided to go with this mixture, which is a little bit unusual. The entrance to this barn is wood panelled, and we've done it on a sort of horse theme. So it looks like an old stable, because the barns were originally stables as well. So we're just sort of decorating it on a horse theme. The lamp's not staying, the lamp's definitely going. And this is the other barn. Again, we've got quite a lot of stuff stored in here that is actually not being used yet. These lights, we were hoping to use these lights, but they're just too big. So I'm going to have to pop these back to the auction or maybe sell. I think they're listed on eBay at the moment. This room is completely wood panelled because this is the original sort of coach house and where the stable boys would have slept. And it was completely wood panelled, this barn. So when we converted the barn, we wood panelled it again. And the lighting in here, we have got another of the B&Q lights. I didn't splash out on the Jim Lawrence lights in here. Maybe I should have done, but that's easily changed if I decide to. And again, we've gone on, because this was where the stable boys were, we've gone on a horse theme. I've got another IKEA sofa in here. It's currently in its summer covers, but it has an absolutely fabulous set of winter covers. Golly, are they still in there? That I'm really looking forward to put on. They're black. But at the moment, it's in its summer colours. Right, so let me pull back. I'm going to need to take you upstairs. The coffee table, I'm not sure if this is staying in here at the moment. It's an auction buy. It is fairly modern, but it is mahogany. It's a nice coffee table. It may end up in the main house. So we haven't done the kitchen yet in here. We just want to finish the other one, then we're going to start on this one. It'll probably end up as a fitted kitchen, just because it's not a huge space, and it might be quite tricky to do it as a freestanding one. Anyway, I'm taking you upstairs. This is still very much a work in progress, this room. It's not quite finished. The 2 tables that I showed you in the other barn do actually belong in here, and they were in here, either side of this huge sleigh bed, because they look fantastic in here with these lamps on them, but because my daughter was staying in the other barn and we haven't got a mattress yet for this bed. And then she needed a bedside, so we took them out. Bedsides are quite hard to find, vintage and antique ones. This has a huge brass, what are these called? Is it a Dutch? I can't remember the name. Let me know if you know, but another antique, I think it's an antique or vintage light fitting in here that the electrician rewired for us. And we've got vintage floral curtains that I found on eBay and washed, and I've put in an antique dress, antique, is it an antique dressing table? I think it's actually an antique washstand. It's a lovely thing. It's mahogany, I believe, But I absolutely love it. I just think it's perfect for the room. I'm going to put a mirror above it, but it can also double up as a desk. So we're sort of thinking about how people work. People don't take holidays necessarily, not work, do they, these days? And I've got a mahogany towel rail here as well, an antique one. Anyway, this has its own little shower room. It's not as big as the other bathrooms. It doesn't have a bath. But again, it's done on a sort of similar theme. We've got the wood panelling in the pastel pink, a sink, a high flush toilet, and a shower room. And again, this one has the pink tiles, but they've been put in on the longitudinal rather than the horizontal in here, just to make it a little bit different. And again, a Myra shower, rain shower. Right. Anyway, if you have any questions about the barn, let me know. This is still a work in progress. They're not available yet to let. They probably will be going on the letting market in 2025. We just got to finish furnishing them, get pictures on the walls, get the mirrors up. We're not far off now. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Pop back downstairs and then I'll just finish up with a little view of the kitchen. We need to finish the kitchen in here as well, don't we? That's something else I forgot to mention. I need to decide what I'm doing with these bits of furniture. If they're going to fit into the barn, again, this would need painting. I might take this up to my box room because it would be really useful when I'm trying on clothes to have a nice full length mirror. Just a thought. Golly, there's quite a bit of dusting to do in this barn. We haven't fully need to get in and dust because that barn hasn't been finished and we're not using that one yet. There's quite a lot of dusting to do in here as well. We've got a couple of lemon trees in here, which we're going to put Christmas lights in. Anyway, I'm going back into the main barn, which is lovely and warm with the log burner going. And on this wall, we're going to put a mirror. Well, the mirror's staying there, I think. And then we've got a cupboard. These two cupboards we've put together do have tops. So I think we're going to put one of the tops up and see what it looks like. It's all very much, we try things and see how they look. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I'll finish by, let's have a sit down on the sofa. I should have brought my cup of tea. Join me for a sit down. And a view. Should we have a view of the log burner actually, because the sun's shining in my eyes that way. Let's have a view back. Anyway, thank you for joining me on this barn conversion tour and seeing the work that we're doing at the moment on the barn. I hope you're enjoying the videos. Please let me know any feedback or comments. I'd love to hear from you. Or if you've any ideas for what you think about the idea about painting the furniture, and any ideas you've got for the little barn, which we still haven't really started on furnishing downstairs. Anyway, if you're enjoying the videos, please like, comment and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Anyway, I'm off now to have my Sunday lunch. Bye for now.